simpler put, it's the most interesting teams coming into the 2025 season. Most intriguing, interesting, like the teams that I would most love to see. How does this story end? And I picked 5 teams, and you didn't like it because I didn't just go to Hard Rock Bet and sort for shortest odds to win the Super Bowl and pick them. I'm not a front runner like you are when it comes to my interests.
No, you did do that, and you just scrolled to the bottom. Like you did the opposite of that, and that's what made me uneasy because I don't think anybody cares what happens to the Jets this year unless you are Aaron Rodgers or if you're a Jets fan.
All right, here's my list again. 5-1. Number 5, the New York Jets. Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. Number 3, the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. And number 1, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think these 5 teams have a very volatile range of outcomes. I think these 5 teams also, there's a lot of coaching changes within their actual franchises. Plus, all 5 of them have quarterbacks who have a lot of questions to answer. I just want to see how it turns out. I want to know if Aaron Glenn really changes and shifts the culture in New York. I want to know if Justin Fields can go from being a guy who was 4-2 with the Steelers last year, looked like he could maintain that job, but got supplanted because Russell Wilson got healthy, and now is entering a situation where a coach believes in him. The Jets paid him at least enough money to maybe be their starter for the next 2 years. And he can maybe prove himself as a franchise quarterback with his former college teammate, Garrett Wilson. That's an interesting situation.
Now, I did raise my concern with your interest in the Jets last hour. What, because of time constraints, I was not able to voice my displeasure was the Panthers. The Panthers could be kicked out of the NFL and didn't tell anybody about it. And I would realize that there are no Panthers games on maybe in November. Like, wait a second. Well, I thought there was an even number of teams in the NFL. Why are there more bye weeks this year? Oh, wait, where are the Panthers going on? The Panthers have no consequence on the NFL in 2025 at all. Sure, Bryce Young's situation was weird, got benched for Dalton, came back in, and that was fun. We got a couple of radio topics out of that, but interesting. How have you not said those, I don't know how many letters are in the word, have you not said the Pittsburgh Steelers yet? Isn't that more interesting than all those others combined?
No, because I know how that story ends. I think it was Canty that made the point, and I absolutely agree with him. No, it wasn't. I think it was Joe Fortenbaugh, actually, as he was doing his farewell show on ESPN Radio. It's that the Steelers are nothing other than a more organized version of what the Jets were last year. There are more organized New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is a year older, and I know how that chapter is going to close. He is not going to put them in position to make the playoffs. The Steelers are going to have a losing record, and Mike Tomlin's streak will be snapped. I'm not interested in that because I know how it ends, and I know that Aaron Rodgers is going to be pointing fingers at everybody but themselves for all of the failures that they have. They're also in a tough conference, or excuse me, not just tough conference, a tough division in the AFC North. I don't think there's any chance the Steelers can put themselves in position to be better than the Bengals or the Ravens. I have no interest in the outcome of another Aaron Rodgers-led season.
Okay, that wouldn't be my number one, but that would have to make the list. My number one.
You like the Cowboys too?
No, that's too easy. That's a low-hanging fruit.
All right.
The Minnesota Vikings. You took that team that was led by Sam Darnold all the way to the playoffs. What do they win? 14 games, and now you are handing over that win-now roster to an unproven, coming off a season-long, season-ending injury, J.J. McCarthy, who has many reasons to doubt that kid for a run-first offense, led by a quarterback whisperer, Jim Harbaugh, when he was at his best. The Minnesota Vikings have to be the most interesting team in 2025.
Not to me. I feel like I know how that's going to work out, too, because here's the issue. I saw what Kevin O'Connell can do with mediocre quarterback play or above average or slightly, like whatever, replacement level, and that's what Sam Darnold was last year, and that's what I assume J.J. McCarthy is going to be this year. They have a very similarly built team. It's going to be the same system we saw last year. They improved the run game by bringing in Jordan Mason to help, take some snaps off of Aaron Jones, who can preserve his body for the playoffs. Like, I feel like I know what the Vikings are going to be as well, and I think that their range of outcomes is going to be a similar level of production, but just less wins. Like maybe they're a 10-win team, a 9-win team, but they're going to look very similarly to they did last year because it don't matter where you throw the ball, Justin Jefferson's going to come down with it. What's
I don't
changed with
think
the
it's that simple. I think when you talk about variance, and that was one of the criteria that you had for interest, where it could go anyway, we don't know. I think the Vikings might have the best case to be the highest variance team in terms of wins and losses. I can see the Vikings blowing it up at the end of the season because they realize they cannot compete in this division anymore because J.J. McCarthy, as a matter of fact, was just propped up by that run-first offense, by that stacked Michigan team where everyone went to the NFL. And the Vikings win 4 games. Or the Vikings are right back where they were last year because the well-oiled machine run by Kevin O'Connell continues to churn despite the quarterback play. I think that the range of possibilities is endless for Minnesota this year.
I'm going to list off the quarterbacks, the starting quarterbacks for the Vikings over the past 5 years who Kevin O'Connell has won games with. Like, I think he has a winning record with each of these guys, too. Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Yeah, where's he at right now?
Oh, all right, it's not fair to compare Kirk Cousins of now versus prime Kirk Cousins, which is what he was in the Vikings.
All right, Sam Darnold. He won 14 games with Sam Darnold. The offense was one of the top 10, 12 offenses in the league with Sam Darnold last year, who's done all of nothing outside of the 1 year with the Vikings.
No, but he went into spots that were dysfunctional and then didn't start in the 49ers. So I think this is the first chance truly where Sam Darnold got a fair shake. And then we can recoup this based on what we see from Sam Darnold this year.
Okay. All right, so I can't get Sam Darnold. I can't get Kirk Cousins. Can I get a Nick Mullins? Can I get some love for Kevin? If Kevin O'Connell can lead Nick Mullins on short practice time and like he can lead him to wins, I think J.J. McCarthy can suffice. Can I get a Josh Dobbs who pulled up on a Thursday and won a game on a Sunday? I think the Vikings will be fine. There's no level of volatility with what that organization is going to be. We break down more of the top 5 intriguing teams on the other side here on Theoretically Speaking. Plus, I will say this. I'm in Cleveland, and though that quarterback situation is fun to poke holes at, it's fun to be, my interest is piqued with how they're going to handle it. I think the Browns immediately stop being interesting right when the NFL season kicks off. They're going to be a losing team. No matter
I think you got a good point there. High variance in wins for some teams in the NFL, but a very high variance of nasty pharmaceuticals in your water in South Florida and Florida as a whole. Because you don't know what you're getting when you turn that faucet on unless you hook up with Culligan.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know what I'm getting. That's the thing. Like, I feel bad. I have survivor's remorse. That's why I talk about Culligan as often as I do. I have